Hello and welcome back to Pine League or Wareham Round 2, Day 1. My name is Ira Questadu, and joining me once again I have Slice.
Hi guys, welcome to Pine League Week 2. So today we are gonna witness another set of matchups and today and tomorrow. So we will have two matches each weekend. Each day of the weekend. So two
Yep.
matches for today and two matches for tomorrow. So
And
Delta, tell us
those two matches for today will be Team Siren versus Astral Esports to kick things off, and then Upholders going up against Fearless. And if you're going to tune in tomorrow, you will witness Team KDA against Neko Faction and Astley Enoch going up against Evil X. But to give a quick rundown of what happened last week and where we're seeing now, well, let's take a closer look at this first match because Team Siren actually knew coming into this one, I believe, being they took place of Ruder Rogues, if I'm correct.
yes, they took over Root of Rogue. They took over Root of Rogues, and then right now they are gonna be starting at 0 points, but this is gonna be a new opportunity for them to earn some points against the top one seed in the whole tournament right now, Astro Esports. So
Yep.
yeah,
So
we are gonna see some new faces in the league, and hopefully they will do well for
yeah.
their
Well,
teams. Yeah.
looking at that, on the side of Team Siren, we have Easy Yang, Flores, EB Sen, Rainbow Dashi, Shira Nui, and Jeroik Hing. For Astral Esports, we have Chili, Hiti, A Gia Gia, Deity Esports, Roly, and Call Me Your Prince. And with that,
Daddy
we're actually
Esports.
did I say
Daddy Esports.
did I say that again?
Yes.
I don't know what's wrong with me reading that, but hopefully I'm a lot better at reading the draft as we go in for game number 1. And so far we already have the Yates ban for the side of Team Siren. Looking at the Grumpjaw ban possibly, and then over on the side of Astral Esports, we have the San Feng ban. So I talked with one of the players from these teams earlier, just briefly, and he mentioned that ban wise, Yates and Sam Feng, because they didn't get any changes in this new update. We are currently playing on the live server, so 4.1. These teams will have hopefully adjusted within that time. He said that those are still very much priority bans because nothing changed with them. They're very strong. We can see the Adagio ban alongside that and the Fortress ban. Adagio, I agree. I think it makes sense. Fortress can be strong.
Ooh.
But how do you feel
Yeah.
about this Slice?
Fortress, it can be strong if
Oh.
oh
If the draft
Fortress,
works.
if like um if the team has a lot of say engage, like if your win conditions engage, Fortress is definitely a fitting pick. It gives your team movement speed as well as life steal. Like in 3v3 terms, it's really one of the hardest heroes to fight right now. In 5v5, I still think it's really strong. Yes, good damage output right there, and it can really help chunk down some of those squishy carries when rotating into lane and trying to gank. So Fortress really good right there because it really helps your team engage and jump on an unsuspecting laner when possible more easily with his movement speed. So Fortress definitely a decent ban. I wouldn't say it's a very high priority, but if you are thinking of running a com and a rotation that leaves certain carries out in the open for some time, then the Fortress ban might make sense.
hmm Did you catch what their first pick was going to be, or if they managed to get the
I
first
didn't really
pick?
catch it.
Yeah,
I didn't really catch it.
wasn't too sure about that. But what about assuming first picks? I don't know about you personally. I haven't had much time to actually even play the new update. But yeah. Have you had many games coming into this new update?
Into this new update, I've seen people playing Sky. there are a couple of Castros that I met along the way in rank because Castro, if I'm not wrong, got buffed and she's a lot more bursty right now. Yuva, I know, is definitely a not bad pick. We've seen it played on OP before, and she really. I played a bit of Yuva myself too, so there's really is that pretty decent damage output early game. Like you catch someone, jump on them, use the bonus movement and attack speed from your activation of your jump from Yuva's B, and you can pretty much kill a squishy target early if you are burst enough. So Yuva's really definitely not a bad pick right here. Let's see. Baron got nerfed a bit though, because Baron his cooldown whenever he basic attacks on jump jets has been reduced to 10%, if I'm not wrong, and that is gonna hurt his mobility a bit. But if you plan to play Baron, I think I see you. That's why you might want to ban Fortress. You just don't want to get jumped on while you don't have jump jets on, right?
Yeah. Yeah, well, looking at some of the hero buffs and hero nerfs coming into this one as to who might make an appearance, I'm thinking we might see some more Vox mid lane. Kinetic is still going to be very strong and maybe even more of a priority pick with that ult increase. Oh, there we go. We're getting back in. So yeah, in terms of priority picks, I think Magnus is still very strong. I think the nerf to him wasn't. It's
That
gonna mass slightly, but it's really not going to be. It's his kit is just so strong, and there we see the Magnus pick first coming through.
Magnus is still a strong pick, honestly. He has. I don't think right now what SCMC is doing is like very major nerfs to some of the
Ooh,
heroes,
we
right?
get to see some Kensei. Now, last week we did see some Kensei, but that was before Kensei had his buff. So,
Now can say with a buff, they
mhm.
might just make it work even better than how it did.
Yep. So we'll see now. The Lance pick coming in second to that. I believe Lance they called it a change, a balance change rather than a nerf or a buff because they kind of swapped things around. I think trying to make him more tanky while making him deal less damage. I believe that was the gist of it. But here we see Grumpjaw, another really good frontline pick coming on through. And to complement that, could be
Looking to
the
pick the
Finn.
Finn.
Now, Finn is interesting. This could be. I mean, the fact that there's no Yates in play, Finn isn't necessarily needed, still a good pick, but it looks like
Ooh.
they're going to go for the Lyra instead. I guess that healing, that support, the sustain coming through there.
Lance, they still took Lance. And if I'm not wrong, Lance has a nerf. Was it? Ooh, Gwen.
No, that's what I was talking about. About Lance has more of a um, it is a balance change. Let me find it for you here. 1 second. So Lance, his impale damage got reduced, as I said. His Githian wall damage, the ratio got reduced. But his reduction, they made him more tanky because his passive damage reduction went up, and so did his active damage reduction. So you could still play him, but more as a secondary support role in that situation.
So he has been adjusted, basically. Like they lowered his ability to apply extreme aggression, but they increased his ability of like his survivability and able to soak damage for his team.
Hmm.
And that seems pretty good, pretty reasonable because Lance is actually meant to be a support
Yep.
hero and like it really gives him a bit more utility if the side of AE are looking to play Lance as a secondary support, like a utility top laner. And looks like maybe they are not planning to do that, looking to get the Anka. Going with the Castro game buff this patch. And we are gonna see some Castro gameplay coming from the side of Astro Esports. So this is gonna be really interesting right here.
Now my thing with Kestrel was they didn't really change any of her damage abilities. They just upped her movement speed a bit, so I'd imagine Kestrel is going to be the jungler for the side of Astral. And they upped her health slightly. They did a bit of play with the energy, but nothing too big. And in fact, they lowered the damage on the one-shot kill. So maybe we see a weapon Kestrel in the jungle. Not sure about it. But looking at the team comps here, you can't glance over easily the kinetic Reza pick that were last picked up for the side of Team Siren. Overall, very strong team comp on both sides. Ooh, I think it seems a bit biased to the Magnus, but I also think they have a really strong team with the Grumpjaw, with the Kinetic and Reza. And the Lyra should be good for disengage using the Bright Bulwark and the Arcane Passage to get away. So, with that, I am quite liking what they have for them on the side of Siren, but Astral Esports also have a very strong comp put together. It's hard to say at this point in time, but it's going to be a big request for the side of Team Siren to ask them to go up against the #1 seed currently. And I believe Astral Esports are currently saying 2-0, or is it?
Yeah, on 2-0, but so they got a very dominant first game in the league against Necrofaction, but a very close game on the second one against Necrofaction. So they are sitting at 2-0, but I believe that maybe some other teams in the tournament might be able to face them later on and get a win.
Yeah, and we'll see here as Astro starting off invading the Siren's jungle, trying to take away that Crystal Tree, and should be able to, but EB Sin gets stunned out there. It's going to go over onto Chili. And right now, nothing. Oh, I was going to say nothing out of the ordinary. Looking down over even further, it's Team Siren losing everything on this first rotation. Their game, their red taken away as well. And there's really no vision to stop them from doing so.
Alright, so speaking about vision, I found out from Heaty about the flare gun. So the reason why flare gun is such a good early roam item now is because you want to trade flares for scalp traps. You know how people always drop scalp traps to take their enemy scalp traps, right? You don't want to waste your scalp traps taking out less important scalp camps. So you want to drop your scalp camps at like more important places, like maybe your farms to like spot out. For example, they could have spot out just now, but if you use your scout camp and you drop it at where the enemy is, one, they will be aware that you have a camp. The MVC floor is going low while I'm talking.
Yeah, so should be alright, and we can see, but back in the mid lane, that's going to be a kill going over. Here comes Pandy down in the bot to try gank onto Gia, but Gia, perhaps with that new buffed Lotus Strike, able to get out of there and safety. Now back to mid for 1 second, as we do see Deity Stars going very low. They need to be careful there, but also Easy Yang and EB Sen, they could fall at any moment, just clearing out some vision, but should be fine for now. So from the start, that slight bonus or favor towards Team Siren. Easy Yang going low. One more auto would have done it, but no, they're going to be able to make it out. Favor still remains in their hands with that kill bonus. But there's a lot of pressure going on up in the top tower. Chili and Heaty pushing this big minion wave in. See that Erlen has come to defend it, but there's nothing they can really do against that. It's pretty tough for Grumpjaw, although he might be tanky, especially in those 1v2 situations against double range, is pretty tough. And once again, Astral Esports going to be taking more of the enemy jungle away, and they're creating this advantage just by having the buffs. They have the first round of buffs completely taken away from the side of Team Siren. But it's going to slowly lead even more so in their favor by doing this.
Mid lane is so pressured right now. Heaty, Deity Stars and Rolly are pushing Easy Young to hide behind his tower. Easy Young's just so low and he can't really do anything. Pandy getting onto that T-Stars for quite a bit, but not quite able to find a kill right there. So that T-Stars less than half health, just taking his Crystal Treant. He's aware that Pandy's coming in the scout camp, only not able to hit an impale, and both teams are just gonna play passive for a bit here.
Yeah, you could see that the camera just a second or two too late. I think that right now, in terms of positioning and pressure, Astral Esports obviously being it's expected of them as the #1 seeded team right now to have that understanding. But they're just implementing it so well. They had first taken down that top, and you saw Heaty make the rotation to mid. They almost got the mid as well, but they're definitely getting a lot of pressure with it. But there's going to be the turnaround from EB-Sen and Easy Yang. Easy Yang able to land the stun there to help secure that kill. And right now, Pandy coming up top around to gank onto Chili. Does land the Firestar. The Scorcher is going to do a decent amount of damage, but forced to back out now. So back to mid where we see Deity Stars kind of low on energy. Not too low in health. Should be fine thanks to that blue buff. And just pushing that out for even. Otherwise, not too much going on around the map. I'd assume that the next point of action definitely will be in this mid lane. As we can see, Deity Stars continuing to push this captain wave in.
Trying to burst him down, and Rolly got hit with the basic attack. And now Aaron just gonna back off, seeing like just wanna fight another day and not look for a fight right now. Heaty taking a bit of shots on the turret.
Yeah, and you can see why this Magnus is still definitely ban worthy. It's Easy Yang on Magnus has done a really good job at defending the tower up till now. And even getting the only 2 kills for that team. I know that Lyra was actually the one to pick those up, but definitely much attributed to Easy Yang on this Magnus here. And here comes Chili with the aces high onto Easy Yang. They're going to have to back off, but that Bright Bulwark coming into play, keeping them away from now. Definitely being a very good choice up against that Lance. We can see Floris and Gia in the bot lane juking out, but meanwhile back at mid, we see the Impale, the triple Impale. Chili goes low, is going to be the first to go down, gets the trade out for the Lyra, and Dragon's Breath being popped up by Deity Stars helping secure that kill. Easy Yang might be looking for the ultimate. He does have it, he's used it already actually, excuse me. Pandy going in deep, goes in, gets a kill onto Kestrel, but Deity gonna turn around, take them out instantly. So many low targets in this mid lane, and it's just the point, as I said, the point of action right now in this game is definitely in mid. Ooh, Easy Yang is gonna get that heal. So they should be alright to continue pushing out that wave.
So KDA and Neko has joined forces a few days ago, and we screamed against Sarin. And that game, I would say their biggest problems, at least from that game and a ranked game we played earlier that day, was that they don't have a good shot caller. So right now, I think, if I'm not wrong, I think it was Floris or Easy Yang gonna do the shot calls. So we just gotta see how well they can perform their shot calls already.
That's a nice combo in the mid, the Impale into Spitfire, right into the Goop as well. But as I said, Easy Yang still managing to hold on to this tower. EB-Sen helping out there with a bit of heal. And here comes Pandy. Pandy putting a lot of attention to this mid lane, making sure it stays up for now. But, oh, that's going to be a kill from Floris on to Gia. So bot lane is open for a second for them. But we might see Team Siren deciding to push it back in their favor. Try get some damage onto this mid tower. Deity Stars making the return. They might have actually caught out Heaty there. They have a very nice camera placement into the jungle shop as Heaty gonna get dived on, but they managed to get the active camo to get away for only a second, and they're trying to turn this one around as Chili is there, and they might be able to force this. No, but not going low. enough. Back to the enemy blue. Deity Stars getting jumped on from Pandy. Can they save them? No. Reza going to be able to get that backline pick off, and Gio not really able to chase. Floris was there as well to help secure that kill. And the one-shot, one-kill comes out onto Ibisen. Not really going to phase them too much. And so for now, is actually, while they were busy, two fights kind of separated there. It was Team Siren to win that one out. They managed to steal away the blue and get that kill. And that's all thanks to Pandy right now. Pandy putting in a lot of work for his team with these rotations, as he should be as the jungler right now. Reza, just such a good pick for that. You able to make a lot of use out of his mobility. But here comes Heedy saying, maybe I'm the better jungler. Putting down a lot of pressure through this tower.
Right now, I think Castro's a really good hero. Like, burst, so good.
Yep, as we see there, they managed to just burst down that Grumpjaw. I mean, Grumpjaw already fairly low on health, and now we can see them making that rotation up to mid, trying to catch out Magnus, but not going to be able to find it. Ooh, that was close. If Easy Yang had landed that onto Kestrel instead, or saved it until this moment now, it might have been a different story as we see the damage coming out. And Deity Stars a sliver of health left. So really right now, Team Siren actually holding up fairly decently.
Right now, yeah, holding up very decently. The goalie is less than 1,000. Heaty going solo trying to clear Gold Oak. And right now, yeah, Saving actually holding up really decently.
Oh, let's watch Heaty die to Weapon Treant. Die to the Weapon Treant. Weapon Treant versus Heaty, put your bets in chat. No, it's gonna be Heaty. So they managed to secure that safely. It is risky, but they managed to do so. It looks like Heaty actually getting a kill onto, excuse my just horrible cameraman WSG quality. I could not find the action I was looking for, because I was looking for Heaty, but I believe Heaty might have even just one-shot, one kill onto Floris there.
Right now, you see mid lane. Easy Yang going so low, taking so much damage on
Ooh, Easy Yang gonna want to back off into that Imperial Sigil, try and get the heal. They need a clear the wave as well, but the tower's gonna go down. There's gonna be the turnaround. Ultimate does not connect, and Ibisen trying to back out there with the Arcane Passage is gonna be successful. And here comes Aurelion onto Heaty. Can they catch them out? They miss the stuffed, and there's gonna be the active camo, but there's not gonna be the stun. Pandy backing out from that one as Deity Stars decides to use the Dragon's Breath, so smart decision there. But right now that Crystal Treant could go over to Astral Esports as they're holding onto it for a second. Deity Stars still looking around. He has got that goop down, but there's going to be Pandy diving in deep, gets punished for it. Chili picks up the kill, and pretty sure, yeah, that's going to be Grumpjaw securing that one for Siren. But he's not done just yet, going to dive over the wall. Doesn't really have the mobility to chase down onto that. You can see right now, decent-sized minion wave pushing into this top tower, but that will be cleared within a second. Now back over to mid, where they've decided to put 3 people, but Dead Stars coming along. Should be able to clear this one out.
Lane in a very dangerous position right now. Could get impaled. No. Alright. The AE can't really look for the impale. Erling is gonna back off safely. Healy trying to rush onto Ibisen here. Missing both his slimmer shots as he gets body blocked by the lane minions.
And we can see Pandy did catch out Heaty for a second, but they are fairly close to Rolly, so they should be safe for now. Oh, the glimmer shots coming through by Heaty, just showing us that, one shot, one kill, not going to connect, but just showing us that even though the damage stats weren't changed on Kestrel, it was more of Kestrel just wasn't being used. For whatever reason, we didn't see her. Maybe they're better jungler picks, but right now, her mobility's good. Her energy, I think that got changed, should be decent. And yeah, overall, still a very strong pick. We can see Heaty playing very aggressive with it, and it's putting in a lot of work.
Really impressive for both teams right here. But the goal lead is starting to expand between Astro Esports and Seirin. Right now, sitting at a 6k goal lead in favor of Astro Esports. So we gotta see how Seirin is gonna respond to that. Whether they can look for a turnaround fight and catch out some of the members of Astro Esports.
This could be a good opportunity for Astro Esports to go for the Ghost Wing, so they're going to start that one up, and in so increasing that gold lead even further. It's just quite surprising after that one turret take in mid. Actually, they managed to get the bot tower as well at some point there. But right now, it's a 5.5k gold lead pretty much. 40.4 over to the 34.6. There's going to be stuffed onto one of the members. It's going to be the Scarf Deity Stars using the block to try and get out of there. Crucible was used. And there's going to be the dive in from Reza with the Never Form Danae. Turn around by Deity Stars with the Dragon's Breath as he's all healed up now. But trade, actually a kill over from Team Siren. They pick up the Gwen. So Pandy in deep, Giffian Wall into the goop. He's going to dash over with Troublemaker, manages to get away from that fight for now. But going down to the bot side, there's going to be Aegea in a 1v2 situation. He was able to pick up the kill onto Lyra, now trying to escape as he's caught between the Kinetic and Grumpjaw. There's not going to be any chance for that, and he's going to have to back out.
And he just now trying to just backdoor the formation of Astro Esports 3-man up into top, but instead getting caught out, which is really nice awareness by the members of Astro Esports. And not really a good opportunity for Pandy to engage right there. Ronnie?
Not sure if that's the best target to use Stuffed on, as he will be fairly tanky, but they put him in a very good position between everyone on the side of Team Siren, so they're going to be able to secure that kill. And in fact, that might actually work out well for them. Now, the side of Astral Esports really doesn't have anyone to defend. There's going to be the call from the side of Team Siren to start work on this Black Claw. They definitely have the damage to do so. We're 15 minutes 55 into the game, so fair amount of items being picked up already. But here comes the counter attack from the side of Astral. Dragon's Breath going to come on through. They might be able to get to the secure, but it's going to go over to Siren. That started it. They pick up the kill onto the Kensei. Moving on through, there's going to be the Troublemaker over the wall from Reza, but he gets bursted down instantly as he finds himself between the Gwen and Kestrel. Not the best situation to be in. Flores is going to be in a 1v1 with PD. Can they do it? They dash around, they get the trade! And there is going to be the Black Claw continuing to push down mid with Ibisen and Easy Yang. Chili looking for the gank coming around the back there, manages to find Magnus all on their own. Surely there's an impale, but it's not necessary. Chili able to secure that kill. At best, Team Siren will get a turret out of this and minimize the gold lead that Astral Esports previously had, but very back and forth fight there, and still hope for both teams. But they don't even get that tier 2 mid tower, just barely standing.
Interestingly, Ibisen is actually going for the build that Level went for last week. He actually is not gonna go for a Fountain too early. He went for the Watchers and the Crucible, which is really interesting right here. But
once again, Ghost Wing is up. Astral Esports gonna decide to stop this one, even though we saw Ibisen making use of that flare gun. They know that it's going on. They're going to get vision of it as well from that, but no steal. And Arcane Passage into the enemy team to try get this, but the favor is all going to be for Astral as they burn through the enemy team with that Dragon's Breath. Meanwhile, Pandy not really anywhere to be seen. He is up in that top side, still considering trying to secure that blue buff, but right now, they're going to lose this mid tower if they're not careful. Actually, for sure, there's no one to defend it, so there's going to be a tier 2 mid going over for the side of Astral.
Really big mistake by Ibisen there. Shouldn't have teleported his team right in the middle of a full Ghosting buff team right there. So yeah, that was a bit of a questionable play, but good effort in trying to steal the Ghost Wing.
I think you're correct in that fact that after they knew they couldn't get it, they should have just backed off and
Yes.
tried to wait for this Ghostwing buff to go, because now they've given even more gold. But it's a 10k gold lead for the side of Astral, 55.8 over to 45.1. The killed lead isn't that much of a difference for kills we have right now. 15 for the side of Astral, 12 for Siren. But overall, I think it's Astral winning out a lot of these objectives. Even when Siren got back Black Claw before, they weren't able to really capitalize off it because their team was so dismantled. And we'll see here. Oof, nice placement of the goop. It's in a very good choke point to make sure everyone's got to back off through that. And it could be a turnaround for Siren if they play it well, but no real money on those ultimates coming out of Easy Yang, and hasn't had much success with them in this game for the most part.
Alright, so the problem here is also you gotta look at the CS of the individual carries on the side of Astro compared to the side of Siren, right? So you could see the lowest CS.
1 second, as there's going to be the engagement from Siren, but they just get blocked out easily, get shoved into the wall, stunned up, 1 shot, 1 kill, gonna be able to pick up the kill onto that fleeing Lyra. But meanwhile, Pandy going to be able to take down Heaty. They will get traded out in return. Gia going in deep, needs his team to support him there, but he's going to be able to pick up a trade kill, taking down Kinetic, and now it's a 3v2 situation. They'll probably be able to find this kill onto the Grumpjaw, the triple kill for Chili right now. And looking big, going in big. Rolly going low, though. Easy Yang going to be able to get that. And you could see a few mistakes coming out here from the side of Astral.
Chili is just so low right now. He just doesn't want to get caught. Just stealing the buff from.
Oh, but look at this wave up in top. They'll easily be able to push that on through, taking the top tower. And yeah, so overall, Astral Esports playing this one better as a team. But it's hard to say. You could see the engagement there was started by the side of Team Siren, but instantly denied because of Rolly. He is standing there ready, just Giphy and walled them, and made sure to use Crucible for any big abilities coming in for his team to make sure they got there safely. And then it's an easy turnaround, just going on through with your frontliners, Gia, Deity Stars putting that damage down the back with Dragon's Breath. And then Chili just picking up kills left and right, managing to get that triple for himself. So Astral in a much better position right now. You can see where Siren are pretty much spread out for the most part. It's going to be Astral starting up the Black Claw, and I don't think there's going to be any contest on this. Unless Pandy, no, not going to jump in. They need to just back off and do the best they can to defend their base.
So right now, Black Claw's gonna push team with a 10k gold lead and a Ghosting buff Astro Esports.
Oh, wow. I see they've got that Ghost Wing as well. It is looking grim. Very grim for the side of Siren. They've even got the vision over the wall. No point really trying to clear that out. Focus on fighting as there's going to be the Dragon's Breath engagement. They're focusing down the Lyra, the healing, the sustain is gone for Team Siren. Pandy doing what they can on the backline, but really in the end having to just run away. Black Claw still pushing down, breaks the armory, and it's a 5v3 situation. There's going to be the Impale, just barely misses Easy Yang, but the Crystal is the focus, and that will be game number 1 going over to the side of Astral Esports. GG, well played. Team Siren, at the start there, they were really holding on, but as soon as Astral got more things rolling, they got that snowball happening. Once they took that mid-fight and took down that initial Tier 1 tower, that's when things started to pick up for them, and it just didn't stop from there.
A point of no return indeed. GG to both teams right here. So looking at what the issue might be was that also if you realize Pandy has always dived too quickly. He was too bloodthirsty and eager for a kill. But when he dives, right, like his team sometimes they unable to keep up to his pace. He's going for a very fast, aggressive pace onto Astro Esports, trying to just catch someone out,
Yeah.
swiftly get a kill with like his heroic perk and burst carry down. But on the side of Savin, they are not able to like follow up on him, right? Like
Hmm.
they are more of backline mage kiting kind of comp and more like pure comp kind of. So
Yeah, the problem there was like, although some of the time it worked, he's able to get a pick or even just a trade at best. It's more the fact that no one was able to be up there with him to help support that. In theory, the Grumpjaw would have worked out, but they were a lot of the time that team was spread out, kind of sparse, and yeah, it just didn't really come together for them. Although they drafted fine, I think both teams did really. I think it came down to the execution there, and obviously Astro Esports proving themselves, pretty much doing everything correct. They took objectives when they needed to, and they put pressure where they needed to. And I'd like to give like big ups to Heedy there, the pressure they put on in the early game. But it was really that. Both junglers in the early game played very well, putting a lot of pressure down and making sure they were roaming across the map when they needed to. Interested to see how game number 2 goes. I think it's just Siren, their composition in the late game, like keeping themselves uh, together. And as you said, the problem could be in the shot calling in that sense, because looking at it from a spectator point of view, we could see how they were very much all over the show, whereas Astral had things a bit more together.
so about their shot calling, what I heard it was because at a point in time I was the shot caller for my own team, and then we that was what was going on during our scrims against Sarin. And Sarin, what I heard from them is that they pretty much have everyone giving their own thoughts on every single situation, and then they come up with a decision altogether. Like there isn't one clear voice for the team to follow. It's just really messy if you don't have a shot caller, and especially when everyone have different interests on what they want to go to next on the map. Your team isn't that well coordinated, and I think that is what might have lost Savin the game right there.
Well, looking at game number 2, we can see similar bans going through. This time Lance being banned out and Grumpjaw. Magnus is let through. And is going to be picked up once again, first pick. I think it is definitely a first pick and possibly still a ban in some situations. So, going to see that. Oh my, don't do this to them. Oh no. Astral Esports going to take away the Celeste from Team Siren, meaning they have two of the arguably best mid laners in the game. Now, Celeste, let me see. Did she get a change? No. There was no change to Celeste, so Celeste is still up there in terms of being one of the top mid laners. And now it just means they're probably going to have to put like Celeste in a jungle position. That would be my guess. I mean, they've swapped it off to Heedy already, so that looks like it's going to be likely. The question is, what will Team Siren do in response to this? Samuel was nerfed. Scarf is still a good pick. So Scarf might be the reasonable pick here.
Scarf.
I mean, we
Scarf.
talked about CP Vox could be a potential, but I would
Ooh.
think Scarf would be best, and there's going to be the Vox pick, so if that's mid lane, it's going to be CP.
Savin. Right now, I think they are looking for a bit of a dive com kind of win condition right here. They got the Fortress, they got the Kensei, then Easy Young will be able to heal up, or whoever's playing the Adagio will be able to heal up the frontliners, as well as being able to use his CC on the Verse of Judgment ultimate to do a bit of damage to the side of AE. And ooh, Tony. We are gonna see Tony round 2 or Rhyme. What
They
does
both
Chili want?
They both have a similar like effect of getting in the enemy's faces and just tanking up and using like in the sense that Tony has a stun, but it's not as quick as, say, Ryan being able to run up to you and then just chill wins to root you. But Tony also has a taunt in his kit. So definitely focusing on laying Heaty, Dead Stars, and Chili be those damage dealers for Celeste, Magnus, and Gwen. That is a very strong trio right there, just in terms of heroes alone. But they've got the Tony that I mentioned before and the Finn to try and keep them alive. So I'm liking what Astral Esports have right now. Whereas you mentioned maybe the side of Team Siren looking for a dive comp, but it's as long as their team's able to commit to that, it might work out for them. We'll have to see. The Fortress, Kensei, and teams a bit more confident in Kensei now. Yeah, so it's good to see a bit of a return there. Lyra once again being picked up alongside Adagio, who this time made it through the ban phase.
So right now,
Yep,
who do you think will win based on just the draft?
Based on just the draft, I'm gonna have to give it to Astral. I think that draft is very strong, especially late game is very strong. But in saying that, if the side of Siren can make that engage comp work, if they can find the picks they need to, you know, I mean, you have the silence there from the Vox. If he has good positioning, the resonance should also be pretty annoying to deal with, which is something I wasn't looking forward to coming into this update when I saw that that Vox got a buff. I was thinking that it's going to be fairly annoying laning against him, because it's always annoying having to deal with that resonance whenever you want to be in, like, range of your minions to take them. But they are going up against Magnus, and Magnus probably the best mid laner still. It's a bit questionable between Magnus, Celeste. I would say Magnus. I think he's still the best, but they are both on that team. Magnus and Celeste, because why not? You can make Celeste work as a jungler. Claire is actually pretty decent. So yeah, it just means that she doesn't have the mobility that some junglers have.
We are looking at Chili using Gwen against an Adagio bot lane. And then meanwhile in the top, Tony, A Jia actually trying to get on Floris trying to reduce A Jia really low right now.
Floris not having one more Lotus Strike. If so, they might have been able to pick up that kill. But yeah. And I'm just taking a look down at bot right now, but I can see Deity Stars is low, as well as Rolly. They're gonna have to be careful about that, but here comes Heaty, the gank, the OP Celeste jungle right now, going to be able to pick up the first blood for their team. And I was just actually thinking about the Gwen versus Adagio matchup. We've seen it go in favor of Adagio a few times, but honestly, I think here, Chili, the way they played on Gwen previously, I won't put past them to say that Chili will most likely win out the bot lane, especially with Heaty coming along and helping with those ganks. They have the hard CC, and they have some decent damage alongside that. So, I mean, right now, they only have the Stormguard banner, but looking to late game, those ganks are going to get better. Speaking of ganks, up in the top here, we see Pandy nearby. Not sure if they would go in a second. Maybe if Floris goes low, they could try and bait Gia in. Might be potential. Otherwise, just push in this top tower. They have a decent enough wave for it. I don't know why Pandy's waiting. They may as well just overwhelm them. And there they go. Gia going very low. Heaty coming around the back for the return gank. And it's probably going to catch out Pandy here. Core collapse. Very well placed, and there's going to be the taunt. Gia able to pick up that kill as Fortress makes a last-ditch effort to dive in underneath him. Floris trying to 1v1 Heaty. Needs to be careful. They don't have any more Lotus Strike available to them, so they're just going to back off for now.
I think vision is a bit important. You just don't want to overextend your advantages on the enemy team and then get ganked from behind and not having anywhere to run. So Saving really needs to put up that vision
right now. 2 kills in favor of Astral Esports. About 1k gold lead to their favor, 11.2 over to 10.4. That could change in a second. We're still here in the early game. I guess something you mentioned before was, I guess it's not too bad right now, but focusing on farm, and that's why Astral Esports got so far ahead as well. Just the farm they had on their carries, even though gold was fairly even for the start. It could be another one of those games. If Siren let Astral get ahead like that in the mid chrono drive to get that kill, then it could be a very dangerous game because they have such good late game carry picks. They have the Gwen, they have the Magnus, they have the Celeste, and this is what I'm really thinking for the side of Astral, complemented by their very strong front line of Tony and Finn. When we get to the team fight phase, it's going to be very difficult for Team Siren to really dive in there and get the picks they're looking for. So Team Siren, hopefully able to find some action soon, but Daechisa is going to charge forwards, picking up a kill onto Easy Yang, and not going down themselves, even with Pandy being there. Oh, but Pandy hasn't left just yet. Gonna continue harassing them. Ibisen trying to push up and aid in that harassment. Pandy would be best to probably just back off right now, focus on farming up in the jungle. Looking down to bot lane, there's going to be a lot of pressure being put on by Cheaty, I just said Cheaty, Chili and Heaty, the Cheaty combo. But Pandy making the rotation. They've backed off for now. Not too sure if they want to continue putting the pressure on. It looks like they will. So trying to push their advantage here. Looking at the map, we can also see what I can assume is Floris actually stealing away that blue buff, but there goes Heaty trying to take down that tier 1 tower. Chili needs to finish off. They managed to do so. They're probably going to get stunned out, but the Skedaddle gets them out there. Heaty turns around with the Solar Storm, and they manage to get back to safety. What a risky play, but it's definitely going to pay off in the advantage to start snowballing this game with the first tower taken of the game, actually.
So that's a very impressive play by Chili and Heaty on the bot lane. Now Floris just trying to do a bit of damage to AD Jaja at top. And we see Heaty just trying to poke out Ibisen and Easy Young in mid. They will 3-man mid. Heaty might be looking to go and take his max.
Daechisa still just trying to stay in a position where he can poke onto Easy Yang, but it's a pretty dangerous position, honestly. And Rolly does not have a fountain yet. He can maybe use Polite Company to try and save him as best as he can, but they do need to be cautious about that. Now, what you could see is really good about taking that first tier 1 tower is it allows Astral Esports to play the aggressors in terms of where they put the pressure next. It starts going low, and there's going to be Easy Yang decide to start focusing him, but Potion was on the ready as well as the Polite Company to save him. But what this allows is what we'll see here, Chili making their way to the mid lane. It allows them to go through with that rotation. We're just going to ignore that fourth chord by Rolly that missed completely, but yeah, and now Chili and even that Heaty able to roam elsewhere and put that focus elsewhere. Ibisen not going to go down in that situation. Maybe someone who needs a bit of help would be that of Gia in the top. They managed to hold on decently up until this point, and you can see Heaty now probably making their way up there.
So Floris still unaware of where Heaty is. Heaty might be just coming up to gank him.
Oh, there's the taunt. And then there's going to be Gia trying to get the stun off, doesn't find it, core collapse misses. So Floris actually very lucky to get out of that one, as Astral kind of whiffing their skill shots in a sense there, but there's going to be the stun onto Pandy trying to say, you can't come along here. Oh, I forget what that's called. It's been so long since I've commentated Kensei, but he goes in able to pick up the kill onto the Celeste, the follow-up kill onto the Tony. It's going to be the double kill for Floris. So very nice turnaround there. Really, I think it played on the fact that PD missed a lot of those core collapses. So good use from Siren to make take up on that opportunity there.
Solar Storm doesn't really connect on Floris, and there goes the top tower.
Oh, Path of a Ronin.
Astral Esports.
Yeah, there's going to be top tower. So now at least they're even in terms of objectives. And yeah, it just clicked to me looking at like, I have to look at the ability, like just the images. And because I know I played like a lot of Kensei back when he is released. And it's good to see him back. And good to see that he's actually able to put in some work. And right now, both teams have actually, through both matches, picked him up. So it means that these players think that Kensei is a pretty decent pick at this point. Looking down at bot lane, it's going to be the gank onto Aralyn. They're going to try and turn this one around with the Verse of Judgment. They manage to get the stun, and they don't get pulled back in as that Force Accord barely misses. Here comes the rest of Team Siren. It's going to be a 5v3 situation. Wait for it is used. Don't think it silenced out anyone, but here comes the chase. Right into the Quibble. Gets blocked out, though. They manage to pick up the kill onto the Gwen with the Resonance. And, the turnaround to finish off the Finn, but they need to be careful of the Magnus. The Solar Storm comes on through. Mortal Wound is applied to the Adagio, but he's not backing off yet. Trying to help his team get through this. Gets caught with the arcane magic coming out from Magnus, but there's going to be the secure as Easy Yang and Ibisem taking him down. So after that, I think it was 2 for 3, 2 kills on the side of Siren and 3 deaths for the side of Astral. So overall, Team Siren actually winning that one out. You can see them pushing that mid lane in and now focusing on this Ghost Wing. Not sure if that's such a good idea to start that one up, as we can see that Ibisem very low on health and energy. So good intention, just not really the right time to do that just yet. Instead, they might be able to take this mid tower for themselves. Needs to be careful of Deity Stars and Heaty returning though. Oh no, they didn't finish it. They left it on one auto thinking either of them would finish it off, but nope. Now you've got a lot to deal with, as we can see Chili joining in the fight as well. A lot of pressure on the mid lane. There's going to be aces high, misses onto Easy Yang. Chili going to go in deep, and Ibisem. Be careful. So I think for now, Forced Accord onto Easy Yang. He managed to dodge out the stun from the Finn, but gets caught up in the Chrono Drive. However, Sirens continue pushing through. They managed to pick up the kill onto the Finn, and there's going to be this engaged team comp you were talking about, just coming together. The Solar Storm as a turnaround, they should be able to pick up the kill onto Adagio, and they managed to. Astral Esports making the comeback here, possibly, but there's going to be the wait for it used. Big damage onto Chili. And right now it's going to be Gia in a 1v3 situation is going to go down. Meanwhile, Pandy picked up a kill onto Celeste. So Siren really turning this one around. Black Claw's open, Ghost Wings open. What's the play?
Right now, looking at Siren trying to start that Black Claw right here. Finn just trying to stall a bit of time on the Pandy, but Pandy might be wanting to go help his team right now. Pandy might be called out here by 3 members of Astral Esports. Dirty Stars, Chili, and Rolly just bursting down Pandy. And right now, a half-started Black Claw is left open right there. And Siren just not able to get Black Claw fast enough. They should have allowed Pandy to help them. They should have had Pandy going after Finn by himself and getting punished by 1 not able to capture Black Claw and 2 losing a team member right there. So that was a bit of a misplay for Pandy, but
Chili able to steal that blue buff, and you can see Aralyn kind of annoyed by it, trying to chase them down to pick up a kill. They'll find it, and so turnaround time for Siren once again. They lost the previous fight, but here comes Fortress Pandy back up, and this could be it for them. Solar Storm comes in, picks up the kill onto the Lyra, but double kill for Gia on the Kensei as they, not Gia, Flores on the Kensei as they dive in deep, but Gia's chasing them down, and they'll return the favor. The Bada Boom under tower manages to secure that kill onto Aralyn for the side of Astral. And yeah, it's just so back and forth between these two teams. I thought we might be seeing another Astral heavy game, Astral snowball game, but Siren actually doing a decent job at coming back. Pandy,
Pandy just trying to
should be safe.
Get to his minion.
Now, I'm surprised that Astral also didn't start up that Black Claw earlier. Not sure if they saw it or if they just didn't think it was a good idea, but it was already half taken from the side of Team Siren, so it wouldn't have been the worst idea, to say the least. Right now, fairly even. 38k, 38.5 for the side of Astral Esports and 38.3 for the side of Team Siren. So it just shows you how close game number 2 really is. Oh, bad positioning by the Vox could get them caught out. Mortal Wound is ticking, but they're not able to pick up the kill. They managed to get back. Easy Yang, why don't you just go back? I don't know what they're trying to stick around for. You need to be so careful with that Magnus. Just one hit of that passive will confirm the kill if you're nearby anyone who's got the mark on them. So they are going to back off now. Pandy tries to dive in onto Tahiti. Gets stunned out for it. And look at this poke from Deity Stars. Gets, oh my, the Mortal Wound going to pick up the kill onto Ibisen right now. Team Siren left without a healer. I guess you could say Adagio at this point, but their main support is down. So looking to see what Astral Esports tried to do with this one. Chile on their way up to mid. Aces high lands into the, into the ult from Dead Stars. Are able to pick up that kill as well as the mid tower. So now should be the time to go for Black Claw, but we can see at least the side of Siren have vision on it in the back there, so they know that it will be started up.
Right now, very quick turn go around. 4k goal lead in favor of Astral Esports right here. Ooh, Deity Stars actually getting killed by Floris right there with his Kensei. And Saving just trying to look for a steal here, but not gonna quite get it.
And right Team Siren should back out this one. Bada Boom actually not. There's such bad timing there. Rolly managed to get the Forster Cord onto them, and they thought they had them. But Gia's like, oh, whoops, my hand slipped, and everyone went flying back to safety. So not the best combo coming out from them, not the best synergy there. However, they continue to push on with this Black Claw. You can see Floris trying to be there in the front line. Wait for it is used, thinks it gets blocked out. And the Black Claw probably going to be able to take this tower. A lot of damage being put down from that of Hidi, as well as Chili Tony up in the front line there. And trying to cause some ruckus right now. Probably going to have to back off, maybe look for a Ghost Wing, maybe just recollect themselves. And this fight isn't over yet. Core Collapse lands onto Adagio. They secure the kill. Now Floris is back in it, trying to turn it around for Team Siren. They go for the path of Veronin, but get stunned out by the Finn block on that stun from the Tony, however. The Bada Boom, that is, and they get the turnaround. Pick up Finn. Right now, Celeste still alive, the double kill. And as I said, late game for the side of Astral, you really have to respect it. Even though that's a jungle Celeste, it is still a Celeste nonetheless. And we can see them chasing down, trying to pick up the kill into Fortress. I think Ibisen, no, not able to take down Hidi, just a sliver of health left, under 100 at that point, and Dead Stars going to turn around to pick up that kill for the Sakura. 18-16 right now. And the gold lead is really where it's at. Kills going left and right, but right now, Astral Esports seem to reclaim themselves with that tower in the mid lane and that team fight going in their favor, sitting at 51.3k over to 47. Still not a big difference, but nonetheless in their favor.
Pandy just keep on trying to go aggressive, trying to get that cheap damage onto the carries with his A, but I don't think that really is a good idea, especially looking at the number of CC you have to deal with for every single dive. So what he should do is they should get together and talk on when to engage together and make a call to do it, rather than Pandy goes in and everyone is right behind just poking or doing their own things. It's not the best idea, especially when you got Fortress. Fortress, the way you want to take advantage of this is have that movement here, and we see here, he go get caught out at top. Right now, Trash Talk lands on Vox. Vox just getting stunned up. Pandy using his A, doing a a bit of damage. Ages are going in for a chase. They are persistent, Hiki and Rolly going behind them. Easy Solar Songo connect on Easy Yang. Easy Yang going a little low.
Oh, the Magnus ult. Seraphic Flare picks up that kill. Celeste going to finish off taking down the Lyra. Meanwhile, Flores actually lost in a fight. I believe it was to Chili. You could see Erlen trying to chase down Chili at that point in time. They're going to get caught out by Heaty. They walk right into them. Pandy just needs to back out, not handing over the ace. But 10 seconds until Flores is up. Astro might decide to push this base, or they will go back. I think Ghostwing into Black Claw would be a good call, and it looks like that might be the case. So backing out, taking the Crystal Tree, and on that way, Heaty might start up the Ghostwing then. Yep. So starting this one up. And I just have to say, in that situation there, I don't understand why Team Siren decided to go for the Tony. He was alone, but he's the hardest target, or maybe second hardest. I'd say hardest, Finn is slow. Whereas Tony has his means of escapes and fortifying his health. So I don't understand why they made that call to try and go for them. Now, Astro Esports with the Ghostwing buff, they're going to War Treads in there, finding a kill onto EV-Sen, and Chili going even deeper with the Skedaddle. Aces high, would have landed over the wall, but very nice block coming out from Flores, and they're able to back off to the safety of that tower. So right now, Astro deciding they're going to probably start up this Black Claw. Once again, Vision is there from the side of Team Siren. They know what's going on. Question is, are the side of Astro going to clear it out? Flares used over the wall. And now would be a good time to jump over for the side of them. And there's going to be the steal by Flores. He gets it. The path of a Ronin over the kill, over the wall to get the secure. I'm everywhere with my words tonight. I apologize. It's been a while. And we'll see the engagement be turned around as members begin to fall from the side of Team Siren, but they have a Black Claw to deal with. They can't end the game just yet. Luckily for them, it wasn't an ace. EV-Sen and Pandy were not there or managed to back out, and so they don't give Astral Esports a reason to push into their base just yet. And this actually works out in favor of them, because right now we can see the Ghostwing buff about to end. So managing to get that steal was big for the side of Team Siren, and allows them to hold on to this game just a bit longer. Whereas if they had gone the other way, surely the side of Astral Esports would have been looking to end it.
That was a very nice save there by Kensei, saving the game, and Team Siren still hanging on for their lives. And
oh no. They catch out Easy Yang in the jungle, forced a cord onto Pandy. He dodges the Quibble, but he's put himself in a very dangerous position by jumping onto the back line. And that's going to be kill secure. As long as no one else falls for the side of Team Siren, they should be able to kind of get away with maybe just losing a tower out of that, if anything. No objectives, no dragons up right now. So I would assume that Astral Esports probably looking for this bot lane tower. If I was Team Siren, I just wouldn't contest it. I would let it go over. But Siren, they're pushing up to the front line here, and we'll see Core Collapse goes down through. Versa Judgment is dropped, but no one gets stunned out. And there's going to be Adagio game picked up. Chrono Drive onto the Lyra, and Bada Boom pushing them back. Easy kill secure. Now Easy Yang back left to defend this one. Pandy coming along, but as I said, there's still a few men down. Forced a cord already up again. Solar Storm picks up the kill onto Vox. Is there anything Team Siren can do? There's going to be Path of Verona stunning out Chili and Gia, but they need to get back to base to get the heal, and that armory going to go down within a second. It's a 2v5 situation. Can Flores pull this off alongside Pandy? Pandy goes in deep, gets taken down instantly. There's just too much CC on the side of Astral, and they are just holding off Flores and focusing this crystal. Slowly but surely, it is going to be game number 2 going over to the side of Astral. Or maybe I've spoken too soon. It's Astral backing out of this one. They're not going to finish the game. Not too sure about that. The base is buffed this patch. picks up a kill onto Gwen for them. And Tony making work on this. There's going to be the wait for it, silences him out, but Rolly is there with him, and there's going to be the crystal. Oh my, Astral almost throwing it at the end there, but they managed to get it. 34 to 18, 68.6k gold, a 10k gold lead. Like the previous game, they were very dominant, but very... I'd say they might have got ahead of themselves this game. A lot of mistakes being posed from the side of Astral, and Siren were ready to pick up on them.
There are just quite a bit of mistakes right there, but like, for example, getting called out. But at the end of the day, I think it was Sarin because one Pandy was always poking. He was inserting himself into very undesirable positions. Even though he knows he has the damage, however, he doesn't seem to realize that the enemy has a lot of CC to counter him when he goes in. So since he's poking, he's got to go in and back out. But I think the crowd control from the side of AE really screws Pandy over really quickly, and they are often most of the times able to chip a lot of HP off Pandy before fight starts. And Sarin just got to get their shot call on how to engage together working. Then Pandy going in and the members of Sarin aren't ready for the next fight.
Yeah.
So
well, as I said, looking at Astral's team comp in that last game, very smart of them to take away the Celeste pick, and it worked out in their favor as they had a very strong late game team comp and a very good front line. And that really proved a problem once, like, you could see that Pandy did a lot of work in the early game once again, just like they did with their Reza, able to dive onto the back line. But as soon as it got to the team fight stages, it was pretty difficult for them. I did mention Astral made their fair share of mistakes, but so did Team Siren. However, it was a bit unexpected for, say, the number one seed to play kind of like that. Maybe getting a bit ahead of themselves, as I said. And they almost threw the game at them there, but they managed to still secure it, even without their damage dealers being present. So, close second game, but still mostly in favor of Astral. 2-0 for them in match 1. Now looking at what we have up next will be Upholders going up against Fearless. So do stick around for that. We're just going to go into a quick break as we get the teams ready, and we'll see you guys shortly.